Another saint story made with love.
Hi, I am Faustina. I was born Helena Kowalska, the third of 10 children in a poor Polish home. We owned little, yet my parents taught me to love God above all. When I was 7, I first heard His voice in my heart. Even then I knew He was near. As a girl I worked as a servant. In those quiet kitchens I learned what prayer in labor means. I will not allow myself to be so absorbed in work as to forget God. At 19, while dancing one evening, I saw Jesus, His face filled with sorrow and love. He asked, "How long will you keep putting me off?" That night I left everything and went to the church. Before the blessed sacrament I whispered, "Lord, I am yours." When the convents closed their doors to a poor girl without dowry, I wept. Yet He led me to the Sisters of Our Lady of Mercy in Warsaw. There my hidden life began. My tasks were ordinary: kitchen, garden, laundry. But in the smallest chores I found infinite grace. Holiness does not consist in great deeds, but in great love. Many thought me slow or absent-minded, I was simply listening within. In silence I found God. The Holy Spirit does not speak to a distracted and talkative soul. I learned humility: when I lower myself, the Lord Himself raises me. And obedience. I give priority to the voice of the church over the voice with which you speak to me. One night in my cell He said, "You are the secretary of my mercy, I have chosen you because of your nothingness." I trembled. I was ignorant, poor, and ill. But He asked only trust. The graces from my mercy are drawn by one vessel, trust. The more a soul trusts, the more it will receive. So I gave Him my fear, my weakness, my entire being. On February 22, 1931, I saw Jesus clothed in white. From His heart came 2 great rays, one pale, one red. He said, "Paint an image according to the pattern you see, with the signature, Jesus, I trust in you." He promised that souls who venerate this image would not perish. Many did not believe me. Some sisters whispered, "Faustina imagines things." A superior called me a dreamer. I kept silent. I do not justify myself, I let God speak for me. Soon illness struck, tuberculosis of the lungs and intestines. Fever, coughing, and sleepless nights became my companions. Suffering is the greatest treasure on earth, it purifies the soul. Yet greater than bodily pain was the night within. There were days I felt abandoned by God Himself. My soul is like a wasteland, I see no consolation anywhere. Temptations whispered, "You are deceived, you will accomplish nothing." Still I said, "Jesus, I trust in you." When others mocked or avoided me, I offered it silently. I kissed the hands of the one who offended me. I gave my portion of food to the poor who came to our gate. I chose the hardest chores. Once, ordered to wash every corridor alone, I sang hymns under my breath and offered each stroke for souls. Jesus told me, "I do not reward for good results, but for the patience and hardship undergone for my sake." Often during prayer I felt the wounds of Christ burn within me. I begged that they remain invisible. He took me to places beyond earth. I saw heaven so radiant that no tongue can describe it, purgatory filled with yearning for God, and hell where souls suffer for rejecting mercy. I was shown these not to frighten, but to call the world to trust. He also espoused my soul to Himself. I was united with the Lord as a bride with her bridegroom. Once He said, "Through you, as through this host, the rays of mercy will pass to the world." The Blessed Mother became my teacher. Mary, my mother and my teacher, teach me to live by faith. When darkness closed in she told me, "Do not be afraid, I am your mother." The Eucharist was my life. From the Eucharist I draw strength to suffer and to love. My heart is a living tabernacle in which you dwell continually. Jesus taught me that mercy must take flesh. You are to show mercy to your neighbors always and everywhere, by deed, by word, and by prayer. To speak of mercy yet withhold forgiveness is a lie. He demanded that I be merciful as He is merciful. So I tried to love those who hurt me, to pray for souls the world forgets, to smile through pain. I desire to be completely transformed into your mercy. In 1938 He showed me a vision of a dark storm over Europe. I saw a great light and fire over the world. War will come soon. He said, "Before I come as the just judge, I am coming first as the King of mercy." He asked for a feast of divine mercy on the Sunday after Easter, that all might approach the fountain of grace and confession, the tribunal of mercy. As my illness grew, I was moved to the sanatorium in Krakow-Lejuniki. The doctor said my lungs were destroyed. I could hardly speak. Yet in my silence he was there. Suffering is the school in which the soul learns to love. On October 5, 1938, at the age of 33, I heard his voice, "Come, my chosen one, your hour has come." I whispered, "Jesus, I trust in you. Now I speak to you who wish to spread divine mercy. Do not think it is enough to pray the chaplet or share the image. To propagate mercy you must become mercy. Be humble, so that God can work through you. Be silent, so that the Spirit can speak in you. Be obedient, for obedience opens heaven. Be trusting, for trust draws grace like a vessel. Be compassionate, for every act of love echoes in eternity. Carry the cross with patience. Forgive quickly. Pray for the dying. Console those who suffer. Let the world see Jesus in your eyes. Then your life itself will preach the divine mercy message better than words. Merciful Jesus, transform our hearts into your image. Teach us to trust you completely, to love without measure, and to serve with joy. May the rays of your mercy shine through every soul that hears this message, until the whole world echoes, "Jesus, I trust in you." Follow Cute Messengers for more saintly stories. Cute Messengers, small voices, heavenly messages.
Thank you for watching.